Alright, Krings. Alright, all should be working here, hopefully. Yeah, I got yeah, I just eventually have a different setup, but it's maturing, you could say. It's decent enough. I might do a slideshow in the beginning of it. Different tunes just to warm things up. Unconventional. Yeah, political stuff. I'm not gonna go into that too much because it's just nice if it all just goes away. I think I talked about that yesterday about the female president. Maybe it wasn't here. I can't remember anymore. But yeah, something about the feminine energy that brings in the disclosure, but of course it's not entirely clear. But that's okay. So stages of ascension, and of course it's different for everybody. Yeah, you go through your individual ascension collectively. Yeah, just that's why you can't focus on everybody else. Just focus on yourself. You're doing yourself a favor. It just yeah, just obviously just don't give up. But you can go fast and you can go slow with it. It's not a race. It's just so there's no rush for it either. Because you have to do the physical world and all that, but the spiritual energies is to help you guide you through the physical. It's kind of like help you guide you through bumper cars. Of course, yeah, it's you know when things get easier, it's easier to see it. But when things are rough, obviously, of course, you have to go through ups and downs for you don't get this anywhere else like this. It's always different everywhere. It's just this world has its own little it's a recipe, you can say, how we deal with life. So and people do push your common people do push back a lot. It doesn't mean they can push back on this whole alien visitation and all that. It doesn't mean they can stop that. That's going to happen no matter what. They can push back all day long. When it happens, it happens. Yeah, there's definitely going to be pushback physically, and there's no doubt about it. It's not going to be open arms, that's for sure. Yeah, because people don't like change, and they're definitely not asking for aliens. If that was the case, you'd see it everywhere on TV and everywhere. Of course, it'd be more like propaganda too, but still, it's not in our culture as But that's okay. It doesn't mean it won't happen. So I just added that to the whole ascension energy. Of course, it's all point of view and all that too. Um, all right, so this is. I don't think we have another hurricane coming. Hopefully not. 1 second here. Still getting set up. I don't think I can change some of this stuff. All right, this is avatar.com. Private sessions. Scheduler. We have a shop. And I might, I put this on its own site. Because it's just easier. It's just that. It's not too complicated, but it just. But yeah, if you're looking for the link for this, it's in the community tab on YouTube, and it's in the mailing list. I sent it out. I don't have a link anywhere else. So right now, if you need to find anything, it's on YouTube currently. Yeah, I just want to keep sending out links constantly. Oops. 1 second, we get back in the. Yeah, I'm still figuring this all out. This system, how to go about this. This is the Growing Pains version of this. Or the command center of it, you could say. Yeah, this whole savior stuff. I would say a lot of that the savior energy is connected to Anunnaki, and I don't know. The world gets lost. Once it wants its powers, but it doesn't. It thinks it can just manifest it very easily, and it doesn't work that way. You have to evolve into your power, letting go of just human stuff, ego. It's different. It's different for everybody. So what are the stages of ascension as we move from third dimension to fifth dimension? Well, some people are already in the fifth dimension currently. And the 3D people are the common people that just only care about the physical realms. I mean, the spiritual, they kind of know about, but they really could care less. So that's what, I don't know, like 90% of society. So, and even the spiritual as well, it's difficult to, of course, when you're, living, you can only focus on, so, when you're trying to survive the physical realm, so much physical you can tap into, and you can tap into the non-physical all day long and get nothing. It's like, okay, where's my life going? Just wait, just sit there and do nothing. Like, okay, great. So, you don't always get the best answers either. There's a lot of waiting here. Yeah. Um, as yeah, I've run into a lot of pushback. Just it's fascinating. For those that want to heal, that says, that want to heal, yeah, you push back at first, but then they turn things around. Like they don't. That says a lot. That's a big deal because it's like that's a mature side. Because do you want to be tortured the rest of your life? And that's huge. Not wanting to do that. That really is showing you want to pull yourself out of the muck. While others are just drinking. You're going to have your dark side, drinking and all of that. You're going to go through that, but at least you find your way out of that. Of course, you can always go back to it, but depends on what life throws at you. And some of that's karmic connected, self-love connected. But overall, like the third dimension to fit 5, it's so your own ascension into the fifth dimension. I don't know, just trusting your instincts. Just for like police, a lot of them follow their gut, right? But they're not really tapping. I mean, I don't really put a lot of effort in tapping into the aliens. That's exhausting anyway. You're constantly tapping into everything. You just get completely. It can really do a number on you, especially when you're in like the U.S. where it's mostly low frequencies, and that's Roman time period. It's just a Roman. Um, we bring it with us. I mean, we brought it to the British. We brought it to Italy. Or, of course, that's where it originated, but that's feels very Anunnaki. There's probably more to it than that. Well, um, I don't know. It's like they as Anunnaki, they like help us find some character, or you know, like uh, like if you want to be a mechanic or a doctor. I feel like they're involved with a lot of that too. Of course, the other beings are too, but I feel the Anunnaki play a big role just to help us find your role here. And of course, not everybody finds it, but either way, you find your role to help you get you through the dense, environment here. because it's a storm of what it opened up in the past. It opened up a lot of hardships here. So, like, you have leverage. Yeah, it's like a domino effect. It's just, I mean, reality is like a mirage, right? Yeah, it's thought. We're in an idea. We're living in an idea, and that's a physical realm going through a lot of challenges. So, like, you think about your matrix. It's like, you don't have to think too deeply into this because it is just energy that forms physicality. Just thought slowly forms into molecules, and molecules create the physical form. Not to go into all of that, but it's just, but they both matter, non-physical, because non-physical can get really arrogant too. They can think the physical doesn't exist. So yeah, it's weird. It's like, so you experience this is like the extreme. The non-physical does not exist, or it's just not that relevant here. Then you go into the non-physical, and they themselves feel like the physical doesn't exist, and that isn't relevant and all that. And it's weird. It's like you have the polar opposites, and even there can be like a religion. Somebody feel take everything we have and make it opposite. It's just I can't. I don't want to go there. And that has a religious connection to us. So, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, the path to ascension basically is just your own individual self, and can you get to the obstacle? Of course, yeah. You just got to keep trying. Yeah, the future is still yeah, because we do try to go too fast. At least I know I do, and the world is just not going anywhere. The world is just kind of just crying about Trump and all that. It's like, damn, come on, guys, let's move. Can we just like move beyond that? It's like, nope, apparently not. Talk about a program. Yeah, it's like this is what tests society. I think it's failing miserably. It's like just the idea is for us to evolve beyond all this, and people are just not there. Obviously, there's a higher power here, and that's what we're here to do is connect to that higher power and not get pulled into all this nonsense. I mean, yeah, we have our phases where you go through it and all that, because that's where the collective is, and you want to swim with their energy. But after a while, it's like, let's move on. Of course, where do you move on to though? The economy, yeah, it's not great. Yeah, no, it's not just the U.S. Maybe it's retracting. Yeah, I think I mentioned this earlier too. I think it's part of the debt the U.S. is in. That's part of it. I also get lack of innovation. Yeah, we're not really nothing really new is coming out. I mean, it's political crap, but that's not new. There's really nothing, no innovative product. There's no new like an iPod or something. There's nothing new really coming in to like push us into a new direction. I mean, yeah, the electric car stuff, but that's kind of not great. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because that pulls off the electrical grid, which is interesting though. With the electrical grid, now this AI stuff's coming out, and they want to um, help finally upgrade the electrical grids because they're all freaking old. So that's kind of a weird. The big companies want to make it better, and yeah, that finally, it's like we have these old museum pieces that are powering everything. It makes no sense. And Europe's already advanced a lot of that stuff. And the U.S. is just for just third world country. Just anyway, this is kind of odd with that. Um, as for protection, with prediction from the alien of your choice, who will be president? I know. I mean, I would say, yeah, I keep getting it doesn't really matter. Of course, on a human level, it does. But it feels like, I mean, eventually we're going to go to a council. I don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime, or it's just a council and you don't have a figurehead anymore. Because I don't think the presidents really have that much power anyway. But try telling that to the collective here. It's so TV here. It's like put all your energy behind a person. It's like so like Caesar, so Roman Caesar, mind control, psyop. You're seeing it right there, and just not getting it. And you just see the Democrats as pure evil. It's like we're screwed no matter who we get. So and they're just not going to accept that. I mean, you don't have to accept us getting screwed over, but well, yeah, because like Trump, I think they're just going to make things worse because they don't want him in there. So they just make him pay, make it for everybody else pay, and where are we getting with all that? No, anyway, we'll see. We just have to wait and see. I'm be glad when this is over with, though. Yeah, I was supposed to get a mail-in ballot. I never got one, so we'll see how that goes. That's kind of stupid. I think you have to tell them you want to keep getting it, which is kind of you know, that's kind of messed up. I don't know if that was even. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What is the spiritual lesson of what? That's just a personal question. Energies are intense, but political stuff and the economics. So to go back to the economy, it's not. I mean, next year might be better, maybe. I wouldn't put my cards on that one right now. I think it's gonna be more of the same. Yeah, especially after the election, things everyone's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of anger probably, and but the economy will survive. It's not gonna be great though, not yet. Yeah, society it is going backwards. So it's not. Well, it's just the economy is like going backwards. It's just people are changing. Well, they're just people are slowing down too. Not everybody, but some are. So the MIB. Well, let's just go to Zetas first. Hmm. I mean, they do observations here. They can do tests on society. Yeah, the Zetas. You know, they can. So I feel like sometimes they can be more psychic than the other beings because cause they're kind of like a bizarre experiment. Like some kind of alien freak. I mean, I think they freak out other aliens. Like you have your mantis and all that. I don't think they care. Well, it depends, but the Zetas are freaking weirdos, and not to say Mantis and them aren't weird too, but when you have aliens freaking out other aliens, of course you have reptilians too, but when you have like the freak of the aliens, it's you know, it has its positives though, yeah, because they can pick up the frequencies here very easily. They're like very sensitive. They might not be the most conversational beings. I also got and I'm kind of making a little bit of a movie on this. I would say it's more like galactic trauma. So think of um, like a Palladian world, and the world gets invaded by I don't know reptilians or whoever, and then some of the people are put like their souls are put into machines like robots. Just for whatever reason, like to be contained. Like we're not going to kill you full. We're not going to kill you. We're just going to keep your null, put you into this robot and control you. Put a soul into a machine, which is very, depending on what reality you're in, for sure. And then, the soul has after been, talk about trauma. And you're used like a machine, basically, for information, whatever task you're good at, but a lot of it's just information. It's probably other things than that. You can go on, you can go all of different places with that. Um, and coming out of that, how do you heal from trauma like that? Well, one of them is to go into like a Zeta incarnation where they are robotic technically. They don't exactly have crazy personalities. I guess it all depends. They're not on. They're not on the talk show circuit or something, or on stage doing comedy. Some might be, but You like go back you to heal from something like that. You heal from you go into like a robotic type of alien, and it's like yeah, it's weird. It's but the Zetas are very scientific. Of course, there's different types, but I just feel like they can feel the energies here they're very just ultra sensitive. Like they can figure things out what other beings can't figure out. And not always, but they can everybody sees things differently, but their point of view is very important. That's why you have Nordic beings and you have Zetas on the ship. And because like a mantis being probably sometimes they just keep to themselves. Like I'm not gonna tell you anything. Screw you guys. Of course, Zetas can do the same thing, but it all depends on relationships. But Zetas are very unique to the human experience because they're like, yeah, the freaks of the human race, sort of, or the World War III. It depends on what reality you're tapping into with them. So, as for the Zetas, um, yeah, they feel like the people are putting too much power behind one person. That's political. You know, they haven't learned their lessons here yet. Mm. Yeah, it's quite the talk about a psyop. The Men in Black are pretty quiet. Yeah, they're not ones you really want to tap into very often. They can also be very arrogant. But yeah, and of course they're part of the Secret Service and shadow government to some level. Funny, I feel like a lot of them are in China right now. Yeah, China is kind of a wild west. We don't hear about what's happening. I mean, who knows? They can have the alien disclosure now. We would never know. It's media blackout. But they're just known to have creature beings appear in their society easier. China's just an open town. It's like it is the Wild West. Doesn't mean I mean I don't think they have like a giant gorilla walking through their street. That'd be fascinating. It might not be that, you know, open, but there is a lot of yeah, it's like I said, the Wild West. It's just and the Men in Black feel like they're just working a lot over there. Ukraine's not getting a lot. I mean, obviously there's galactic wars and all that, human trafficking and all that in the Ukraine area. And of course, there's a huge psyop and so on. Yeah, the Orions. But they have to have some kind of war here. Of course, there's a war nobody even talks about. So, of course, Israel is really the one where they put the World War III energy at. Yeah, they can put it on Ukraine. It feels like because what's happening in the Middle East is so nuts. It's like Israel fighting Iran. It's like, geez, we're all just gonna be eaten alive by that. So yeah, yeah, it's a mess. Well, I just feel the top commanders in Israel, which feel like I can pick, they're just huge egos. And it's not about everybody else. It's just those at the top. Some are just kind of gross. And not to say Iran's much better. I think they both kind of corrupted each other at this point. Because the energy of Iran, even in Israel, but Iran is not the villain for sure. Not to say Israel is, but there's a lot of good energy. I mean, there's a good experiences in Iran. Of course, it does have control there, but I don't know. That's Anunnaki. It's probably more to it. It's very Anunnaki. Yeah, it feels like Anunnaki. It's just fear. But either way, it can have some really bright, you know, some good experiences there. That's what I'm getting. Just like anywhere else, but Lebanon's taking a beating. There's a lot of reptilian energies in Lebanon. Well, Lebanon also is raising its frequency until it got attacked from everybody. That's out, Israel and all, yeah. So I think that energy was increasing quite a bit there. And not to say it's going to be the, 5D new Earth, but I think it was getting good. It still is doing decent due to everything that's happened, but it's been attacked and attacked and attacked. So give you not to say Lebanon was getting like going to be this utopia, but I do get, its point of view. Like Lebanon can evolve into, we'll just use that for example, to a higher frequency. Of course, you have Finland, but Lebanon wanted to like real, for example, wants to really evolve. Now, they might look like we're living a normal life, but energy-wise, they want peace. They want equal rights and so on. And then the world's like, we're not there yet, and then they attack it. No, that might not be the world. That might be just an attack, but those that don't want to evolve, things like that. So it's just talk about pushback. Ouch. You have pushback in your own life, and you have a whole freaking city gets freaking toppled just because others don't want to evolve, not yet. It's almost like something out of the Lion King or something. What I get. But it's true. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Lebanon, but I think there is a bright spot there for sure. Well, obviously now it's being tested. It's just nuts. Yeah, and why does the universe allow it? Well, I can't speak for the universe. Yeah, I think it's got its issues, of course, but I think the universe is actually quite young, and that's why we're going through this too. So it's like when you go through your adolescence, and the universe can go through its adolescence, and sometimes it's ugly, and that's what we're experiencing here. Of course, there's other places, obviously, other worlds that are, you know, been through something like us, but not exactly. Well, the society, so like a Palladian world that's been through the physical realm, well, they just agreed for the most part to evolve. They just agreed, just like, okay, we're not getting anywhere with this, and just change their ways. And now they are who they are. It's kind of weird, right? It's like, at least like 90% of society has to say, okay, our world is not doing any of those things. Our world keeps pushing back. Well, part of it is, yes, manipulation. I don't know. You can't always blame on manipulation. Some are just, they're just not ready to go upgrade themselves to a higher frequency. It's just not. Some are rat beings. Some are mantis beings. They just don't give a crap about anything. So it's different. Yeah, it's a mess. It's just, that's all right. It's what it is. But yeah, after the presidential stuff, doesn't mean we'll have disclosure like right after that, but it does feel like it paves the way for it. It's hard to see it right now. And obviously, something like that, you can't see it clearly. No matter who wins, who cares? I mean, really, I think somebody print. I mean, they're just letting the psyop run their lives. It's very bizarre. I mean, obviously, in one's life, you have to go through. I guess you have to go through what you got to go through, but you kind of, yeah, you go through it, but then you upgrade. It's like, who cares anymore? Not that you cared before, but part of you needs to have that experience for whatever reason. It's like your soul, you're exploring those experiences. And obviously, men are experiencing the savior mentality and have not quite pulled out. Of course, I think things are going to get better with Trump in here. I'm not sure if that's, well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Yeah, they're going to still screw things around. It's just the way it is. Well, because if they test us, we learn faster. It's like, don't get, because there's a lot of souls here, you've probably seen it, that want to live here forever, that don't have to go through all these challenges. It's weird, but they're also bringing higher frequencies in too, depending on who they are, of course. So they help seeding you know, our damnation, you could say. But others just get lost here. Obviously, it's easy to do that. That's for sure. And you're not always meant to evolve. Sometimes you're just meant to live in chaos. It's just, yeah. It's just society here is just not ready to let go of a lot. Well, you have to go through this process. But because you go, yeah, like you say, if you go into a higher frequency, then it's not that easy there either, technically, because you have to keep it going. Like, let manipulators manipulate. You can see them coming, you can talk to them, not judge, and see what they're trying to do. It's like they're trying to break into your house and they can't, but then you start talking to them. Like you have like this nice house, and then burglars are trying to break in, and instead of like kicking their ass, you just talk to them. Kind of like that, and you're not judging. He's like, so why are you doing this? And why is doing this? Oh, I feel like doing it. Yada yada yada. It's like you're not trying to force your ideas on them. You're just kind of getting their point of view and just kind of making peace with them. You know what I mean? You can't do that with everybody, that's for sure, or even that situation. But that's kind of like the higher frequency realms where you just sort of, it's weird. Yeah, it's like you're talking to serial killers and psychos, but you're not judging. But it doesn't mean you're wanting them to do that. But you just, because in the astral realms, light and dark are like right next to each other. Like they can all hang out with each other. Of course, when you go into some of the darker areas as an angel, yeah, you got to go with three. Yeah, that's different. But in the spirit realms, like it's very neutral, and so you have light and dark all hang out with each other. It's weird. Yeah, but it's very neutral. It's like you live in a house of light and decency, and next door it's on fire. House on fire. It's like, and they just like it that way. There are places like that. Does it? Let's put it that way. Not everybody has experienced that, but either way, the dark guys are everywhere. And of course, then you have realms that where they take different roles, like what we're experiencing here. Of course, you have the religious energies, but if you want to be condoned by the devil, or if you want to be the devil, I'm not sure if you want to be the devil or the Satan or whatever, because if you incarnate as Satan, I think anybody can do it if you want to, but you get so much karma because when you have these power to manipulate, and you get so much fucking karma. I don't care what they say, you still get it. And it sucks. So I don't know. It's just that's a vibe I just got on that. It's just, but it was like, well, because some people feel like they don't deserve light. They don't deserve good. They need to go down in hell and burn in hell. You'd be surprised. As you can see in society right now, they go drink themselves to death or whatever. It's like they don't deserve happiness, but they have to go through darkness and so on. So, but even the war around is like that too, more intense. It's hard, but then you have the angels here in the higher frequencies that want to just help everybody constantly. Like I'm constantly want to help everybody. That can also get very toxic too, because you're just constantly helping, and it's just a mess. Going to our last question here. Even after all the tests of humanity is given, why would we expect trade one system of control for galactic one? Makes me wonder. That's true. Yeah. Well, yeah, the galactic one is not exactly clear. Yeah, it's not. That's true. Yeah, I'm not getting a clear vibe of what that would be. Yeah, like they'll show up and just sort of just say tough nuts, everybody. We're here. You can't have any of our nice stuff. How does that work exactly? Yeah, it's not. I'm not getting a clear anything. So, if I clear out anything I've heard from other people, um, I mean, I feel like they'll show up, like they'll, you know, work with us to improve, but there has to be a timeline where our timeline and their timeline connects because we're part of their evolution and they're part of ours. We help each other, even if we might drive each other insane. But yeah, no, that's a good the free will fairy tale. Yeah, it's so true. No, it's yeah, no, it's like the galactic. It's kind of like the visitors. And they start turning their faces off on a bunch of reptilians. So yeah, it's weird. It's just like, I do feel like the alien energy is here, but it's like, how does that work exactly? So they're gonna show up and just tell us you're not gonna help us and just stand there. But yeah, I'm getting like different version. Yeah, it's not. Who knows? It might not. We're getting somewhere. Let's put it that way. We're getting closer to those timelines, no matter if we like it or not. But yeah, it just shows that they're not perfect either. That's for sure. But I mean, it feels like they will literally will help um, us evolve, but we have to put the effort into it. Like have classroom. Let's put not to say this will happen, but you never like an alien classroom to be a scientists or whatever. Let's just put it that way. They'll help us figure things out, but we have to put the effort into it. They'll guide us, but we have to put the effort into it. But then you have the other aliens that come in and want to be worshipped and all that. And it's like, oh man, it just doesn't get any better. So, so you have, so it's, it's not, yeah, it's not going to be all cake and ice cream when they show up. I don't feel that one at all. It's just, but it doesn't mean they're going to show up and just be kind of stupid and just say, okay, we're here and screw you people. What's wrong with you people? Yeah, it's going to be like that. I do get the feeling of helping us rehabilitate the planet, but we have to kind of put into the skill. I know it sounds weird having the whole classroom stuff. Well, it's more hands on, but it does. I mean, I don't know. We just that's where it's like we can only speculate. But yeah, when aliens showing up, it's like even if they look pretty and they have good intentions, are they really gonna help? I mean, what it's if they're not gonna obviously they don't need to save us, but if they're not gonna come and fix everything, I mean, teaching us is one thing, is what I'm getting. I'm not getting the full picture of it, of course. Like yeah, like kind of like Christopher Columbus in the New World. The aliens are not perfect because like COVID and all that. I feel like they're involved with a lot of that. Like to like you bring in something dark to bring in something light. And you shut the world down. So there's different ways of looking at that, but even the good guys can do pretty terrible things to bring in something new. Like World War II, that was all orchestrated for us to have technology here. Because a lot of our technology comes from World War II, the groundwork. So think about that. You're an alien race. It's like, okay, we have to help the world evolve. We're going to have them kill each other. So, and then a second World War. And it's kind of like a psyop to bring all these stealth bombers eventually, bring computers, like everything's our society pretty much came out of World War II. And that's just on the surface. And it's just I mean, think about that. Like you're an alien race that has to start a war. You're trying to do good here, we gotta start a war. So it's like the good guys have such a are they the good guys? I know. I think they are. It's just you gotta do kind of crap. They're in a kind of a crappy situation. And if you look at back like with the Palladians, for example, like if they neglected this world and just said, "Oh, it'd be fine," and all of a sudden the world got taken over by Anunnaki, creature beings. It's like they feel kind of obligated to get us out. Of course, then they screw up a lot too. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, it's like even like probably in the police and all that. They. I mean, I don't know the whole story on them. I don't know if I need to know. But they have to, when they do sting operations and all that, things don't always go so great there either. Yeah, and then they have to be like, I don't think like traffic cops. I don't think a lot of them really want to give people tickets. Of course, people are driving fast, like they lost their freaking minds. So, but also they're like cops are kind of like predators too, because like, okay, now they have to make a budget. So they have to go pull everybody over. It's like, yeah, not to say people are perfect, and that it's sucky, but a lot of it is money related. It's like they have to get their funds up, so it's weird. Yeah, it's just the nature of the beast, right? But you do need the cops here for sure. But it's like even like I say, I use them for example because they probably have to. I don't know what, but they have to do things they're not too like maybe become a detective or something and go deep and become a drug addict themselves just to catch the bad guy. That's why I'm bringing it up because the aliens are kind of like that too. They have to kind of be the bad guy to be the good guy or something. I don't, not necessarily like that, but not necessarily. But then again, they do have their people here, living among us, and they're not making it easy for us to pick. Not that it matters. I mean, what do you do? You feel a person is an alien, go over there and hug them, and they look at you like you're nuts. So yeah. So, but yeah, the alien propaganda, the alien religions, the cults. Oh, jeez, yeah, it's bad. It's powerful magic. It's just, yeah, it's hypnotism. Things have not changed all that much. Not really. Not when you see that. When you see this cult, it's online. It's not like it's out in California somewhere we can't find it. It's online, and it's just spooky. So anyway, all right, we just leave it at that. I have some other questions to answer, but it's been a long day. I haven't got my energy back, but hopefully some of that's helpful. Maybe. Uh, hopefully this whole. So we got Halloween coming up. That's a ritual. Yeah. It's luckily we have no more hurricanes. We have the daylight savings. Yeah, it's weird. We have Halloween, so it's a timeline shift. It did. The dead. That's nice. And then we have the daylight savings for us, and then the election. So it's like we're going through these timeline shifts that are right in our face. And the Halloween ritual stuff is, yeah. Anyway, definitely, I feel a lot of cloning energies in Halloween. Oh, is this the day of the clone? Tap into that some other time. All right. Stay safe and good night. Blessings.